All right, we are back. Dynasty Trades and Five-ish. I am Clay.
I'm Shane. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. I am Scott, and this is going to be one that's be interesting to see where we stand. I don't know where either Shane or Clay stands on this player.
Yeah, so DeVonta Smith. I'm surprised we haven't done a show on him yet. I woke up this morning and was like, we haven't done a DeVonta show yet. Shane is the resident Eagles fan over there. He's apparently close to Deshaun Jackson's rookie receiving record.
Yes, he's within 91 yards. If he wants to break the record, the true record, he has to have 93 yards receiving tomorrow. Because it doesn't Sunday, excuse me, Sunday, because it's a 16 game. We're not counting those 17 game record.
So what do you think, man? What are your thoughts on him?
I don't know. I like him. Look, he's an excellent route runner, right? Is his quarterback situation going to improve next year? Probably not.
It's going to be the same, maybe, right?
Yeah. Is Jalen Hurts going to become a better passer? I mean, I don't want to be that guy that's like, well, after 17 games. Well, after 17 games, I think we kind of know what he is, right? I like DeVonta a lot as a player. It's just I don't know if he's going to see the volume that, a guy like Waddle will, who's going to end up seeing 140 targets or something ridiculous like that. If Smith was going to see that target volume, he would blow Waddle's doors off. He's a much better player, but that's not the game we play. We don't play ifs and, buts. We play what's really happening on the field. I think you got another year at least with Jalen Hurts. So I think wide receiver 2 is probably the upside we have for Smith for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I think that's the issue is as the Eagles have gotten better and kind of found their footing as an offense, you have DeVonta Smith where you're sitting here going like, okay, well, he's going to get better and better and better as a rookie. Everyone knew the debate about his BMI going back for his senior year. What type of winner is he going to be at the NFL level? Like, is he going to be a guy that is going to need a lot of volume because of the way that he plays? I mean, he's not a player that's going to just beat you deep and make big plays. He's going to probably need volume to be a high upside fantasy receiver. But then Shane's right. Like, you're probably looking at another year of Jalen Hurts, which is translated to exactly around 6.1 targets per game this year. So that's just not going to get there. I mean, I think he's 39th in the league in targets, and he's played all 15 games. So, I mean, there's guys that have out-targeted him that have played 2 or 3 less games. So and you can't probably, and as an Eagles fan, Shane can probably back this up, you can't look at it and say he hasn't commanded the alpha receiver on the team. And he's not played bad from like an NFL perspective. But if I just told you that his ceiling is 130 targets in a season, like that's the most he's going to get, which could still represent a 25% market share, that's probably still not going to get you that high. It might crack the top 15 at the very best. So that's just an interesting one. Where do you value him? I would tend to think if he's going to rise up to this level where, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but you start seeing Elijah Moore, Jalen Waddle, DeVonta Smith. These guys are jumping into the top 12, top 15 in dynasty startups just because they're super young and people just assume, well, they're just going to get better and better and better. Why would I draft Chris Godwin over DeVonta Smith? Why would I bother with Mike Evans or Amari Cooper or any of those guys? They're old, I'd rather have DeVonta, but I think there's a pivot opportunity here, and maybe you buy back cheaper in a year or two.
Yeah, that's a problem. If DeVonta is going to be going off the board that high, I can't do it. I can't partake. Waddle, at least I can see the connection with Tua, and it's pretty obvious Tua is going to be there next year since he's dragging the Dolphins into the playoffs just about. I don't.
I mean, he's wide receiver 17 right now, which is back to back with T. Higgins. And it's almost like they're not even close. Even if T. Higgins is not as good of a player as DeVonta, which I would debate that. But even if they're a similar player, you almost could just project Higgins is going to have, twice the efficiency probably per target plus 50 more targets. So yeah. It's just really hard to even put him in the same breath.
So would you, I don't know if you could even get him for this, but would you rather have DeVonta Smith in the 201 or Waddle?
Waddle.
Yeah, I can sell Waddle for 2 firsts.
That's what I was going to say, and then I'm immediately flipping Waddle because he's a Fugazi wide receiver 1.
So DeVonta Smith and the 106 or Tyreek?
That's a good one.
How many do I start?
Yeah, that's what I was
10.
thinking.
10. I'll take the pick in DeVonta.
Yeah, I think the only thing about the pick in DeVonta is I can turn that 106 into maybe something different, and maybe I could then move DeVonta for a better receiver that I like, and maybe I only have to throw in like a second. But it takes a couple moves if you're going to take the package there. Whereas Tyreek, you know what he is. I think the move on DeVonta is to what's milked into his value is people feel safe that he's young, he's ascending. They don't feel trapped by potentially losing the floor with his value.
Yep.
So I think the time to sell now and take on a little bit of risk, take on a Calvin Ridley, take on a Terry McLaurin, take on a DJ Moore. You can get a plus probably with one of those guys if you hit it at the right time. And you get the better receiver on the back end. I think Chase Claypool and Jerry Jeudy are two other guys that are as good as DeVonta Smith.
Yep.
Yet their situation is just as bad or worse, where I think you could still get the plus as well.
What about DeVonta Smith or Marquise Hollywood Brown and the 203?
I'll take the 2 shots. 203, I'm going to still get a pretty decent receiver.
Yeah.
DeVonta Smith or the 107?
Man,
I'll take the pick.
Yeah, I don't want to take the pick, but I have to take the pick.
Okay, what if it's 109?
No, I'm okay. I can convince myself why I can hold on to
right
DeVonta
there
for that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably, if you told me I'm getting my choice of like one of the top 2 or 3 receivers, then I would do it. If I'm down in the 4, 5, 6 range, or I'm picking, forced to pick a quarterback or the running back 3 or 4, then yeah, I'll take DeVonta.